Left on his Australia-New Zealand tour, he's cutting things short. Apparently there was a scheduling conflict of some sort. His rep is reportedly working on rescheduling the shows and adding new dates, but the news comes amid reports that the rapper flew out of Brisbane this morning.
Yes, sir. We are here, Elevation Nation. Once again,
we back.
Full effect.
Full effect, man.
We was trying to tell you Drake was going to cancel his show, and he wasn't doing too well in Australia. You guys laughed. It was like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. It's sellout shows and this and that. And I told you guys, I was like, look, you know what I mean? We in Australia, we know what is happening, right?
Yeah.
What happened?
Around the block.
What happened?
Man, we talk about the biggest beef of the century, man. Talking about that craziness. We talking about what you can't find normally on the internet with all these other rappers, because ain't no one like us, man. It just ain't like us, man. It ain't like that, man. We talking about the craziest thing that's happened in hip-hop in so long.
So, I want to send this message to Drake.
Fact.
I need a max refund. Okay.
I need a max refund.
That's it.
Fuck your need a max win, man. We need a refund, dog.
We need a refund, yo. First and foremost, it was a Make-A-Wish concert. People was going to Drake's concert just to get money, and hopefully Drake will give them some money. But
I mean,
you guys,
I would have, like...
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I would have taken it, too.
We'll make a laugh.
Yeah.
We'll make a whole poster talking about, yo, help us out. You know what I mean? My father lost a leg like Lonzo Ball's dad. Like, you know, I was ready. I was ready, Carl, baby. So
ain't gonna wear a shirt, man. You're taking the whole clothesline. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right. The biggest sign. Yeah, the biggest sign ever. But you guys was hating, but it's all good. We out here full effect. You know what I mean? We're back like a Cadillac on 4 flat. We ain't going nowhere. All right. So yeah, this whole Make-A-Wish concert got canceled, and then he give us the worst excuse talking about scheduling and all this.
Scheduling, like I don't know what I do with my career, huh?
Come on now.
Come on now.
Come on now. How you gonna reschedule it? He ain't gonna reschedule nothing. We know he ain't gonna. He ain't coming back. He's gone. He could make all the excuses he want, Cloud Babies. It could be his mom, you know what I mean? Maybe the son is getting bullied in school. They're like that. They keep on playing mustard. Mustard. But to be honest with you guys, we have speculating. We are going to speculate a lot today, okay?
All right, just so y'all know in advance.
In advance, okay? He was only in Australia because he owed that Australian co-owner of steak. Okay? That's exactly why he was here.
Bam.
Right?
That's what we talking about right now.
Yeah. The whole, I'm throwing my sandal at the freaking drone.
Oh, man.
All promos. All promos.
Facts.
All right? You guys didn't believe us, but now we could talk our shit. All right?
For real.
We are here full effect talking our recklessness. You know what I mean? So now he canceled 4 shows. He was supposed to do 2 in Brisbane and then the rest in New Zealand. He didn't even make it to New Zealand.
Didn't even get there, man.
Didn't even get there. So there's a couple of content creators we had to give a shout out to. Some of them give us the wrong name. Talk about
talk about the what's it, how's it, why is it podcast.
Yeah, come on, Jalopy. Come on, man. You're my guy, dog. But you should get our name right. All right, get the name right. Okay. Like I said, I'm gonna say it again. Drake was only here because he owed the Australian co-owner of steak. He's Australian. If you guys didn't know. So now he had to do the show. He was giving mad money away. Talking about 30,000 for the pregnant lady and stuff like that. Remember
get out
that?
the pit and whatnot.
Come on now.
Now.
Let's be serious, man. So yeah, we're gonna go straight to it. We're gonna react to my boy over here, man. My boy got the name wrong, man. I was disappointed.
Facts.
I was very disappointed.
It hit a little bit. It hit a little bit.
Because that's my guy. That's my guy right here, man. Make sure you guys go and follow him. All right.
He's the man.
He's definitely the man. So see his name right here, Jalopy Bungus. All right. That's my guy. All right. Let's see what he's talking about.
This video is about to get very surgical, so stay with me. But Drake is lying to y'all, bro.
Facts.
He is lying.
100%.
That tour that he just canceled, y'all really think it was due to some scheduling conflicts, bro?
Nope.
Really? Really? Now, I'm always open to being wrong. That's one thing I think that I like about myself. I'm okay with being wrong, okay? But I'm also gonna trust my critical thinking my ability to use context clues and my ability to come to conclusions on my own a lot more than I might trust a outlet that is getting news from a Drake representative.
Real quick, if the sound is crazy, let us know
Please.
ahead, okay? So we could fix it. All right, guys? Thank you so much.
Okay? We're gonna dive into this because I don't believe this guy. I don't. Rolling Stone put out an article that basically says Drake officially just canceled that Australian tour he was on. And it's due to scheduling conflicts.
Wrong.
Interesting. A tour that you set up, that you know the dates to, that you've had set up for probably months now, is being canceled due to scheduling conflict. Let's just kind of go over Drake's time while he was in Australia. So once we were approaching the tour, there's a lot of articles coming out saying that Drake was having difficulties selling out shows in Perth. And really the only thing to contest these articles was DJ Academics for real.
We've been trying to tell you guys that.
For real.
So it's not a surprise, all right? We are in here in Australia. We're not in Perth specifically. We're in Brisbane.
Yep.
But we've been telling you guys that.
Yeah. He didn't even make it to Brisbane. That's what happened in Perth.
Yeah.
That's what happened in Perth.
Any major publication state.
This is Cloud City right here, yo. Brisbane is where we at. The Cloud Babies, that's where all my Cloud
Elevation
Babies are
Nation.
here. You know what I mean? The elevations, all right? Let's go.
That these shows were sold out, except for when Drake's representative wanted to tell the publications that it was sold out. Things from Australian publications to even fans who live in Australia who were just there. I know y'all remember that What's It podcast.
That's it. That's it.
That's it, my guy. I love you, Jalebi, man, but for real, that's it.
That's it. That's
it.
D-A-T''S and then I-T. That's it. You know what I mean? There's no what's it. But that's my guy. He messed up.
Yeah.
We're going to let that slide.
We
all
let
right?
that slide.
Put in my, a couple videos ago where there was a clip of them talking about the fact that Drake isn't really selling and that resellers are buying the tickets and nobody's buying them, right? So there's a whole bunch of different stuff coming out of the situation, but the only thing that's saying Drake is selling out is Drake and his representation. Tickets being down as far as $18 and still struggling to make it happen. Not to mention that a public health warning was issued after a person infected with measles attended Drake's concert, bruh. Measles, bruh. Measles. It was also stated by the What's It podcast that bundles of Drake's tickets were being given out for free on the radio. This brings us to the present day where Drake has officially canceled the tour. And people are trying to figure out, was it really a scheduling conflict? Was it really?
We were trying to warn you guys. We were trying to warn you guys. And some of you guys was like, you know, the Clout Babies was like, nah. The Drake fans was like, nah, you lying. Why you niggas always lying? You know what I mean? But hey, exactly. Let's go.
A clip that I seen recently that came out a day or two before this was officially canceled.
If you check the New Zealand ticket website today, for the Spark Arena Auckland shows, it now says no availability. And if you saw how many tickets left were there before, you know that this is not a good sign. There were heaps of tickets left. So no availability is definitely a sign that the New Zealand show is going to be cancelled. Once again, none of this is confirmed. Grain of salt, everyone. Anyway, so then I told this to the Discord just to see what everyone thought. And one of our detectives did track down Drake's flight that he was in on, and it's leaving
a day
tomorrow.
before.
So knowing that, it seems to that the Sydney and Brisbane.
Once again, that video was a day before they canceled the tour. And she showed you that there were all types of seats, all types of tickets not bought yet, bruh. That was crazy. And that facility was only a 12,000 cap. So, bro, Drake was really, scheduling conflicts?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Let's take a look at what they mean by scheduling conflicts.
So basically, they had Drake doing 4 shows in 16 days. So essentially, if he had done that, he would have been sitting around in Australia doing nothing for 12 days. And that's a huge waste of money and time because
he was going to the karaoke club, doing full sets.
Extra shows, man.
Extra shows. He did 2 full albums there. And then I told you guys that. You guys was like making fun of us saying that we were wrong. We weren't wrong. We were telling you the truth. But now everybody's hitting me up like, yo, you weren't lying, this and that.
Oh, wow.
Like, oh, really? Surprise? That's what
like
you're gonna hit me up?
into this or something?
Yeah, like we're not here. We're not here.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. We're not DJ Academics, although I love DJ Academics. We're gonna give you facts, all right?
It's dancers, it's production, it's lighting crew. It's like there's a lot of overhead for the tour. So they just, scheduling conflicts. I'm assuming they're gonna figure it out for the fans who didn't get to see the rest of the show.
That don't make any sense. So you said he'd have been sitting there for 12 days in between shows.
Yeah, I guess they were consecutive. So the way they did it was
They didn't know
spaced
that
out.
before they booked him?
That's why fans are upset and they're trying to figure out, well, what was the conflict? And that's why we're here answering what the
Now, it's
No, the
very
conflict
possible-
is, I'm gonna tell you what the conflict is.
Yeah.
He wasn't making enough money for the shows.
Facts.
Right? And then he owed the homie money. He owed the owner of Stake, which is an Australian dude. So that's why he's doing the fake, I'm throwing my sandals to the drone, which we proved to you in my other podcast I released on
Go
Tuesday.
back and look at that, for real.
That there was an operator there controlling the whole thing. The same apartment, same place. All right? But you guys, of course, you know what I mean? I understand you Drake fans, you're a little bit
not
mad.
like
but
we talking about Steak not being in Drake's life, right? We've seen him do it on like live streams and stuff with other live streamers present, right? And now we here with an advertisement for Steak. Let's be honest. It ain't no, there's a drone near Drake's.
he's a gambling junkie, bro. Like, he owes a lot of money. House always win.
For real.
If you gambling, if you ever been to the casinos and stuff like that, it doesn't matter if you win a lot, you end up gonna lose your money. Those are whole facts right there. You know what I mean?
Proven.
Let's go.
It's like there's a lot of overhead for the tour. So they just, scheduling conflicts. I'm assuming they're going to figure it out for the fans who didn't get to see the rest of the show.
That don't make any sense. So you said he'd have been sitting there for 12 days in between shows.
Yeah, I guess they were consecutive. So the way they did it was
They didn't know
spaced
that
out.
before they booked him?
That's why fans are upset and they're trying to figure out, well, what was the conflict? And that's why we're here answering what the...
Now, it's very possible that something really came up. It's possible. But knowing who we're dealing with here, somebody who was in a position where they're in denial about their decline right now, right? Because they refuse to believe that they lost the battle fair and square.
I know I keep on stopping the video, but the album that he just dropped, all right, with Cardi, went down 44%. It's not selling like you guys think it's selling.
Yeah.
All right. If you look at the numbers, it was #1 for the first day, and then the second, third, fourth, fifth, it all keep on dropping down. Now, the reason why it went crazy the first day, of course, is Drake. He got a lot of fans.
Yeah.
But we all tune in to see if he was gonna say anything crazy,
About
reckless
Kendrick.
about Kendrick.
Facts.
That's exactly why. But once we realized that, it's not crazy like that, we was like, nah. You know what I mean? Luther is a way better song in any one of those songs on that
Facts.
album. That
Facts.
Drake and what's her name?
Kendrick and
And
SZA.
SZA. That song is better than any one of that songs from that album. But you guys, hey, we hating.
Yep.
Apparently we hating, Go ahead, Jalil.
Right? He's already done other things to make it seem like he's not falling. It aligns with the pattern of behavior to say that Drake would be making this look like a scheduling conflict. There's so much of his behavior that tells us that. Now, the possibility that something really came up is there. He could be being summoned to court. That's possible too.
That is true. That is true. So the UMG lawsuit is carrying on, and then it's going to start, I believe, in April 2nd. Dang. We're not too far from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, today's the 27th or the 26th for you guys. So, yeah, that's it right there. You know what I mean? That's possible. But I know for a fact, okay, it's because he wasn't selling enough. You know what I mean? The tour wasn't bringing enough money either to cover the prices and incentive and stuff like that.
For real.
Hey, what's going on,
A lot of things that could be happening, but it's hard to believe that somebody who knew what their schedule was going to look like when they got to Australia is all of a sudden having something like that stop him from doing the tour. Especially when they got people saying that it was a sold out show when we just saw with our own eyes that it was not. And I don't know. It kind of looks like he don't got the same Drake effect no more. He dropped his album 1 week ago, bro. 1 week ago. And do you see it on this list? It's at 32 on the iTunes charts, bro. These stats around Drake's new album with Party Next Door on the second week are crazy, and it makes the first week look suspicious. I'm not gonna lie. But bro, this all aligns with somebody who might just be selling this, not the same tickets. He really took a huge hit in this rap beef, bro. And I think he's trying to paint the picture that he didn't. And bro, and I can get it. Why? Because he based his whole career on being the biggest. Him not being the biggest no more would take away all his mystique.
Yeah, it's like finding out that Mayweather lost. Yeah. That mystique is done. It's just like we watch Mayweather. Hopefully he lose. Like that's why we watch Mayweather. A lot of people don't like Mayweather. I'm a big Mayweather fan, but at the end of the day, we all watch to see if somebody's gonna bust his ass.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Let's be honest. Yeah,
that's the same thing. That's the effect that's happening with Drake right now. You know what I mean? We all tune in to that album just to see if he was gonna say anything reckless. Instead, what did he do? He took a shot at freaking Joe Budden.
Yeah, let's be honest. Yeah.
Joe Budden. Really? Like for real, he's a podcaster now. Like he's one of us. He's a content creator. He's not really rapping. Yep. You know what I mean? Yep. So it made no sense to me when people were saying that.
Like, and that's ultimately why he has to maintain the image of still being on top and spinning narratives and all this different shit. I mean, look at this. Look at this, bro.
Mm-hmm. We told you.
Told y'all, man.
Look like what?
$27.
They're lying.
$27 is equivalent to about like $17 in American money, USD.
I don't know, bro. I feel like the party is really dying, bro. Like that whole era of this idea of hip hop, it's dying and it's trying to keep up its image. It's doing its best. It's doing its best, bro. Drake not the only one. You feel what I'm saying? You even had Lil Baby out there trying to do something. The first week numbers look solid. Them second weeks is. Because people want to listen to some real shit right now. People want art. That's where the world is going, bro. And Drake and all these other guys, they don't want to believe that side of hip hop is about to take over because they can't access that side of it. They can't control it. So therefore, they die. They bleed out. And that's what the industry is trying. That's what they're trying to like. The money is back in hip hop, bro. That's all it is. If you love Tupac's "Brenda's Got a Baby" or Kendrick Lamar's
I checked that out. So that was brilliant. I like that song that he released. So go support my guy right here, Jalopy. Although he said our name wrong, hopefully we're not saying his name wrong. But yeah, he broke it down brilliantly, and he's 100% right. The shows weren't selling. You know what I mean? There was heaps of tickets available, son. You get tickets for like $18, which is like maybe $13.50 USD.
Yo, like, come on, man.
Yo, it was a I Make a Wish concert, yo. He was giving out money to the babies, to pregnant ladies, to all sorts of crazy people, man. Like, it was nuts. So all I'm saying is I need a max refund. That's what we're gonna call this whole
I need a max refund is actually like, when you think about it, that's the facts here. We ain't talking, we've been speculating a little bit with steak, but man, ain't no speculation about my refund for real. I need it.
I need it now. I need it now. Although I didn't even purchase any tickets, but
why?
I'm here with the people.
Because nah, they not like us for real.
They're not like us, man. All right. Shout out to my guy right here too.
Scheduling conflict. A scheduling conflict is what they're saying. Now, I find it very odd that there's a scheduling conflict.
Because he's lying.
On a tour that was booked in 2024.
Yep.
We knew Drake was going to be in Australia, literally in the farthest place in the world from where the Super Bowl was since 2024. We all knew he was going to be there. He sold his tickets. He told his fans he was going to be there. And somehow there's a scheduling.
He didn't sell his tickets.
Conflict. Now, that just seems pretty weird. It does seem pretty weird. So let's look at a few more details. Here is the Hip Hop DX story. Drake abruptly postpones the remaining Australia and New Zealand tour dates. The surprise cancellation follows rumors that the tour was set to be cut short after tickets were removed from sale for the remaining shows. Let's read that sentence again. The surprise cancellation follows rumors that the tour was set to be cut short after tickets were removed from sale for the remaining shows. Sounds like there was tickets left. Sounds like there were tickets left, and then they stopped selling those remaining tickets, and then he canceled the show. Okay, so that's what that reads like to me. I see a lot of people saying that the tour was sold out and all these things. Based on this, how this reads here, the surprise cancellation follows rumors that the tour was set to be cut short after tickets were removed from sale for the remaining shows. To me, that sounds like there's some tickets left, and that was an indication that the tour was going to be canceled because there was a rumor that maybe these last 4 dates weren't going to go off. Let's get back into the article. Drake's representatives then confirmed that the concerts are indeed no longer going ahead, though they are working on rescheduling. We are actively working on rescheduling these dates, along with adding some additional shows. All tickets for the affected shows will remain valid for the new dates. Refunds will be available for those who prefer, but please note that as these shows are sold out, any refunded tickets will be released for sale. So that seems to say the opposite. Now it says, oh, the shows are sold out. Now that's from Drake's team.
Yeah,
but
his team think we dumb. Like the tour was not selling. It was not bringing enough money. You know what I mean? He dropped the prices. Some of the tickets, they were giving them away on the radio station, which we told you guys that, which were facts.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And then he dropped them down even to some of them that were $25, $30. He dropped them down to $18. So come on now. They're not selling, bro.
Nevertheless.
And how you going to say you have a sellout show when he's still selling tickets?
Yeah, like that doesn't make sense.
That's an oxymoron. Like, come on now. Let's be serious.
You can imagine how this conversation is being spun online. A lot of people saying that the tours weren't sold out. Other people saying that they dropped the ticket prices just extremely low. Drake's team is saying the tickets were sold out, so they will go back on sale. No matter how you slice it, Drake is not performing at his last 4 dates due to a scheduling conflict. Here's DX. Drizzy's Anita Max Win tour was originally scheduled for 14 shows between early February and mid-March, but the rapper only performed 10 concerts down under, leaving thousands of fans disappointed. Dates in Brisbane, Sydney, and Auckland are due to be rescheduled. Drake himself has not yet commented on the tour's premature end. The Toronto native has garnered headlines throughout his overseas tours thanks to his financial generosity towards fans. At his final show in Brisbane, he offered to cover the cost of cancer treatment for one attendee's mother. After noticing someone in the crowd holding up a sign that read,
Make a wish.
Cancer treatment,
It's a Make-A-Wish
said,
concert.
I can't ignore this right here. Everybody has been pointing to this man all night. This is important. He continued, make some noise for anybody in this world that's fighting any disease, but especially cancer. That's real soldiers, real gangster. 1 second applause to people who are fighting cancer. He then made his much-anticipated offer to help. Let me tell you something, my man, he continued, I'm not even going to put a number on it. Whatever you need for your mother's cancer treatment, I'm going to take care of everything for you. I promise you anything. So that's something that's been happening at Drake tours. People have gone to...
Now,
Drake's...
another thing. People are saying, like, Drake was giving away money and all this stuff. How do we know he was really giving away the money?
Yeah.
He could just say that.
For real.
The only way you could really find out is if they really exchange information, bank details,
Something.
and then, yeah. I could do a show and be like, oh, I'm giving 30,000 away, and then just randomly call a friend and be like, hey, I'm going to give you 30,000.
I've got a scheduling issue.
Yeah.
I got to go back to Toronto.
So
Yeah,
he's not giving no money away, man. We're not dumb, man. Likewise said, he need, I just want the tour merch.
Yeah, man. Man.
We'll make you one, yo. We're gonna remix it. We're gonna call it I need a max
refund.
That's it. that's what we're gonna do. We'll make you one. We'll make you one. Easy, bro. All right, we got you, buddy. We got you.
My God, shout out
shows
Likewise.
in Australia and holding up signs, you know, asking for things, asking for money, basically. Now, maybe this is some sort of partnership with Stake, which is basically what he named his tour after. Anita Max Win. I need a Max.
If you're now tuning in, my name is Tony Remy.
And I'm CJ, man.
All right. We are speculating. All right. We're saying that he was only in Australia because he owed that Australian co-owner of Stake. You know what I mean? Because he's been losing a lot. Okay, a lot of money.
Man.
So the way he was gonna rebuff that was like, I'm gonna come to Australia, make some shows, and then help promote this stuff, and then we'll make a commercial.
Bow.
And what did he do? Fake droning it, throwing the sendo the opposite end. Like, come on, son.
That was stupid.
That was so stupid. And then we cut the operator. Yeah. And we cut the operator. If you guys go back and watch it in slow motion and tell me if you don't see a guy right there with the remote control. Like, I broke it down in my last podcast. Like, you know what I mean?
It's there. The evidence is there. If you want to look, it is there. All right.
Next win. Perhaps that's some sort of promotion that they're doing. But every stop has been some story about people asking for money and Drake giving it to them. Look at this picture right here.
Look at
this
the
is one of the most
WWE.
dystopian pictures I've ever seen. Look at this. I mean, I agree with the caption here. It says, Drake aside, literally replace him with any celeb. This is one of the most genuinely dystopian photographs I've seen in recent months. Look at this. Drizzy, help him. What's it say? Drizzy, help him buy me mom a Birkin. 5 years together. Help me buy an engagement ring. Drake, give my father a break. Poppy, help pay off my mom's mortgage. I mean, this is just a crazy thing to look at a rap show. And to me, it really is a sign of the environment we're in and rapidly speeding to further drive into. I mean, this is a picture of an oligarchical state. You defund all the governments, you take away all the services that help people, and then you have some wealthy people give money to people in need, and that is a sign of
decline.
That's your new healthcare policy.
Decline.
Your new healthcare policy is wealthy artist A or oligarch B decides to be generous and pay for your mom's cancer treatment. This picture is wild. Now, I don't know if people are giving these people in the audience these signs, or if people in general are making their own signs and going to a Drake show. But this is a crazy image. Crazy image. So this is what Hip Hop DX was talking about at the tail end of that article. Now, honestly, overall, I think generosity of all types is welcome and a great sign of humanity. I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying, in general, if you look at this picture, these are the type of pictures that have been.
To be fair, right? Drake has done this before.
Yep.
There's been signs in his concert, but never like this.
Nah, this is every single show. He's like, I'm gonna save the world. I'm gonna pay for this, pay for that. Pregnant lady, you got this. For real, man. Exactly,
like Oprah.
man. Your floodgates are open right now, man. Everyone's out here trying to eat. And man, if I was there, I'd be trying to eat too.
Yeah, we'll Photoshop a sign, bro.
For real, I'm taking that Take Care logo, the album cover from Take Care, and I'm just getting rid of the words Take Care. I'm just putting Help Me at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Just a big thing in the Take Care album and just Help Me. I bet you pay something for that. Just for the picture, you pay for the picture.
Yeah. Coming out of Drake's tour in Australia. This is crazy.
Facts.
So, a lot of people are very skeptical, of course. Take a look at this right here. J. Michelle says, we canceling sold out tours now? Sold out tours.
Make no sense.
That little way.
Like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of skepticism as to the real reasons as to why this is happening. And truthfully, we don't really know. Everything has come out through this statement for the most part. He might have had a family member who's ill.
Yeah, I'm telling you. That's also highly possible. You know what I mean? Mom could be sick. You know what I mean? Like I said, the son is getting bullied in school. Dad, they keep on saying they're not like us. And all of a sudden you hear, mustard! Drake is like, mustard can't even eat sandwiches no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all mayo.
That, man. All hot dogs, man, they all just ketchup.
Ketchup
and
all
cheese.
day, man. They
Fact.
keep on screaming mustard and stuff. You know what I mean?
Can't do no
That's
more
understandable. I could rock with that.
Yeah.
But don't tell me you canceling a whole freaking sold out show.
Sold out.
Which is not even sold out. You're still buying tickets and pre-sales and resales and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's be real, man. We are not dumb, bro. Let's be real.
Might have been some really great reason for him to end his tour this way. But look at academics, Lil Wayne and Mal. We canceling sold out tours now? Scheduling conflict?
I want to hear what
Tour was booked
Maul's going to say about this.
Yeah.
Tour was booked during the Biden administration. Check this one out. Chilling with Moni. Never in my life have I seen an artist cancel a sold-out tour for scheduling conflicts. If the dates are sold out, how is there a scheduling conflict? 1 second applause. Great question, Moni. How is there a scheduling conflict? This is very odd. Very odd. Now, the Breakfast Club covered this morning, and they reached out to OVO Eli, I believe is who they said. I'm not up on the OVO roster of employees. I just know Chubbs and Party and Baca and 40. 1 second applause for not like us. So,
Mayo!
Breakfast Club covered it this morning.
You guys are so bad.
And they gave OVO Eli gave a statement explaining the schedule conflict in a little deeper detail. Key to the city here, they pretty much reiterate what was said on the Breakfast Club. Update, per an OVO source, the reason for cancellation was a cost time issue, as Drake didn't want to be idle for 12 days between shows. Drake offered to share costs to pay his staff of 100 plus people, but hosts declined. That's when Drake made the move to cancel the tour. Okay, so still sounds weird to me because, again, this tour was booked last year. It's weird to have this kind of scheduling conflict. So what they're saying is they didn't want to chill in New Zealand or Australia for 12 days between shows, right? He's got makeup, he's got production staff,
dancers.
I guess he has dancers, maybe. I generally never see dancers whenever I see clips of Drake at shows.
Exactly.
Really just seems like Drake on stage in like a very traditional rapper kind of concert.
Yeah, he's not Chris Brown.
But perhaps with dancers, maybe I'm just missing all this, right? I haven't been to a Drake show since whichever tour had the Revenge merch, because that's the only piece of Drake merch I have. Looking for revenge. That was a good song. 1 second applause. But apparently there was a 12 days between performances. They didn't want to stay for 12 days. It might have been too expensive, so they decided to cancel those 4 and reschedule. All of this does still feel weird. It still feels weird because this show was booked so far in advance. But nevertheless, these are the details that we have now on Drake's cancellation. Like I mentioned earlier, there's some stuff that's happening with Drake's legal filing, and everything is real weird and murky over there. So I'm going to take another look and talk to some lawyers about that before I report on that here. But let me know what you guys think about Drake's cancellation. Are you surprised that he didn't?
We're not surprised. We're definitely not surprised.
Man. Not just did we predict it, not just did we provide evidence to why it possibly might happen, we were proved correct.
Once again.
We knew, Cloud Babies, we knew this was going to happen.
It's all facts. So we're going to go to Twitter, a.k.a. X, and see what the hell is happening here, okay? Let's see what the people is talking about. Drake postponed 4 shows in Australia and New Zealand. And then another thing that pissed me off, right? Why do you use this icon right here, right? The Anita on Max tour? Like, it's like a doll. You just got allegations of like you messing with kids, and then you put a freaking doll as the cover. Like, what are you doing? Right? Is that me or am
I agree. Facts. I think I just agree, man.
I need a Max refund.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Fun. I need a Max refund.
Exactly. Let's go. And this bitch is looking sad, like he's thinking, like, nah, son. We're trying to tell you guys, man.
Trying to tell y'all.
Yeah. Major decline, y'all.
Major.
That's my boy right here. Look. That's my boy, man.
Everyone out here, they're trying to tell you, man, this is all just going crazy.
Yeah. Oh, that's us right here.
Yeah, what's good?
That's us right here.
You'll
man.
see that in
We're
a second.
We're live. Yeah, if you're now tuning in, man, we've been trying to tell you guys that Drake out here making a Wish concert. It's a Make-A-Wish concert, and then he was giving out free money. It wasn't really free because I don't think he was really giving out the money. He was just...
I need to see the receipts.
I need receipts.
I need receipts.
That's Very important. I think he was pump faking that whole thing. You know what I mean? And like I said, he was only in Australia because he owed that Australian co-owner of stake. Okay, he's been
How
losing.
long was it before the last tour?
In Australia?
Yeah.
It's like, I would say 15 years, 14 years, something like that, somewhere around there.
It's a number that's absolutely insane. I understand. But man, I know Denzel Curry been here like 3-4 times.
If you're a rapper from the States or Canada and stuff like that, Young M.A. could come here and sell out shows.
Yeah.
All right? Because in Australia, we do not have artists coming here like that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a long freaking flight. It's a 24-hour flight. I'm telling you guys that. I'm from New York, and I hate going back home and coming back to Australia because that flight, oh my God,
man.
bro. So when they come here, they always sell out shows. The venues is always sell out. Anybody could come here and sell out a show. So I was kind of shocked when he first come here and we report about it, that people was playing Not Like Us and stuff like that. And then he wasn't selling out like the venues and stuff. I told you guys, I'm like, that's weird. But there's a lot of Kendrick fan here. And then we clout babies in Australia. We don't care who you are. We still gonna make fun of you.
This is the Elevation Nation, man. I'm telling y'all. They here for that.
That's it. You know what I mean?
That's it.
But you guys did not want to.
Not what's it.
No.
That's it.
Yeah. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing out here, guys. Yeah, man. Drake is canceling his final 4 tours in Australia and New Zealand. I feel sorry for New Zealand, yo. They didn't even get to see him. At least we got to see it was like 4 shows he did here?
Yeah,
like 10
I think
shows?
it was a decent amount.
Yeah, but in Perth though. But we're not in Perth.
We ain't in Perth, man. I'm gonna tell you, all right, I'll just lay you on this bit of game here, right? Almost all of Australia, right, when it comes population-wise, is on the East Coast. Right? The East Coast is where it's at.
So East Coast is pretty much Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane. What's the other one? Would you say Adelaide? Adelaide is not really East Coast and South. That's South.
So like maybe Canberra, you could say.
Yeah,
if you want to
Canberra.
talk about Canberra, right?
But I don't think he had a show in Canberra.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
But like in general, those are the main cities, right? And he ain't even make it to Brisbane. He ain't even make it to New Zealand. So you're talking about like...
No. He did have one show in Brisbane.
Oh, he did make one show.
Yeah, he did one show in Brisbane.
I apologize.
Yeah. But after that, I think that's when he realized like,
he even opened another show in Brisbane. He made 2 shows in Brisbane and only went to one.
Only went to one.
Ain't even go to New Zealand.
Because my Clout Babies was playing Not Like Us. You know what I mean?
That's facts.
He is screaming mustard.
Mayo.
Now the poor son is getting bullied, son. I think that's what it is. Yeah, man.
He's selling these ironic shirts, right? These shirts that is just crazy. Man, come on, man. We know what's happening with Drake. We already know, man. He's out here going like this.
That's it.
Plane dive into the ocean.
I'm telling you, anybody could come to Australia and sell out, bro.
Facts.
Anybody could come here. But Drake not doing it like that.
For real?
Mm-hmm. That's where we at.
That's where we at.
That's where we at.
Clout Babies.
Now, the showrunner, Clout Babies, before we go, we have to watch this, right? So 50 Cent and BMF is going at it. And then
big time.
1090 Jake did a crazy documentary about the whole beef and how Big Meech snitch and stuff like that, okay?
What?
Yes. And that's, beside the Drake situation, that's a crazy topic that I think we should hit up real quick before
we gonna run that
before we leave.
Man, I'm
okay?
this,
so
man.
The rumor is Big Meech been snitching to a third party. So is that really snitching?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. All right. Now, Cloud Babies, I'm a civilian. If you do anything funny, I will be snitching. All right. I'm not from the streets like that. You know what I mean? People's like, yo, you from Brooklyn and this and that. No. Don't get it messed up. I'm not scared of going to jail. I just don't have time to go to jail. I don't want to be wasting my time. So now they saying that Big Meech is snitching, and then 50 Cent had to cancel the whole BMF because Little Meech is taking photos with Rick Ross and all his enemies and stuff like that.
Everyone, man. We out here talking about some serious beef that's just arisen, man. It's gonna be crazy, man. I'm really looking forward to this one, man.
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward.
I saw it like right before you walked in. So I saw a little bit of it. So let's break this down. Let's see what's going on here, right? Well, let me respond to this before we go to the Big Meech situation here. So what is this right here? Bijou Castle. His concert was full of homeless people begging for money. You could say it like that.
Yeah.
You could say that.
But
you could say that.
I mean, like,
it's a Make-A-Wish concert. I told you guys that.
It's a Make-A-Wish concert, man. It's like buying the lottery. Buying that ticket to the show is like purchasing a ticket for the lottery. You might be the guy that wins 30K. Yeah, you just might.
But still, we don't know if he's really giving out that 30K. I think this is all fibs. I think it's all lie. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. So let's watch this real quick. And I am with 50, by the way, Cloud Babies. People is making fun of him, saying like, oh, he's old enough. He should not be making fun of Irv Gotti because Irv Gotti died. No. If you cross me and you die first, you best believe I'm gonna piss in your grave, crip walking in your grave. Yeah, this is how it works. Like,
it's crazy.
I'm like that. I'm really like that.
You really is like that.
You know what I mean? So let's go. Let's watch this, yo. 1090 Jake. Shout out to 1090 Jake.
2025 has had everyone at the edge of their seats. Shocked would be the word best to describe seeing former drug trafficker / street legend Big Meech next to former corrections officer / rapper Rick Ross. Ross would always give the facade that he was some drug lord from Miami, even going as far as naming himself after a drug lord from Los Angeles. Ross would mention Big Meech on his 2010 album Teflon Don, the very nickname of none other than John Gotti. Within the song BMF, Ross would rap, "I think I'm Big Meech."
Oh, think I'm Larry Hoover.
Ross would be boldly comparing himself to Meech, who we all know ran BMF, the Black Mafia family. A drug trafficking money laundering organization founded in 1985 in southwest Detroit, prosecutors allege BMF made over $270 million over the course of its operation. A Los Angeles drug source with direct ties to Mexican cartels would be the entryway in which BMF established direct routes to Atlanta, where they flooded the southern states with kilos of cocaine. But this wasn't the only person Rick Ross felt he was like. He'd also name another street legend, Larry Hoover. Hoover is being held responsible for founding the Gangsta Disciples in Chicago way back in the late 60s. A gang that's very much still active today, having spread to the East Coast and throughout the southern states. Larry Hoover is currently imprisoned at ADX Florence, the federal supermax prison home to terrorists, gangsters, and other major drug lords such as El Chapo. Hoover is currently serving 6 life sentences, while Big Meech was just released from federal prison in October of 2024. Back in 2008, Meech was sentenced to 30 years, and in 2024, Meech would have his sentence reduced to 20 years. A judge would then grant a 32-month reduction off of the 20-year sentence. Serving over 16 years straight in federal prison, Big Meech would finally be released. What the fuck Rick Ross has in common with either of these men is unknown, as the only drugs he sold was in songs, and the only prison Ross was in was the South Florida Reception Center when he worked there. But even then, whether Meech wanted a link with Ross because of the 14-year-old song, or Ross had some money for Meech so Ross could continue role-playing like a drug lord, many believe Meech's loyalty was due elsewhere. What's up, everybody? It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me, and for this video, we're gonna be speaking on Big Meech versus 50 Cent and the paperwork party. When it comes to war, few are as relentless and unforgiving as 50 Cent.
Not like me.
And if you need a reminder, 50 just went viral again for dissing Irv Gotti after Irv was declared brain dead from a second stroke.
It's only right.
50 would fire the internet up with a post saying, "I'm smoking on that Gotti pack."
Facts.
Nah, God bless him, LOL. The beef between the two dates back to the 90s, and even Chicago rapper 600 Breezy would leave a comment saying, "Every day, he shows us why they hit him 9 times. Well, it's rumored that Irv Gotti was one of the men responsible for 50 being hit 9 times. 50 has had a notoriously long career of not giving a fuck, and in this case, things have seemingly become personal because 50 gave a fuck. For those that don't remember, Big Meech's son, Lil Meech, was known for years as nothing more than his father's son. But he'd break into stardom when 50 pushed him into the direction of a lead role for a show.
See, that's another reason too why 50's so mad, right?
Yeah.
I was trying to tell you, if I'm trying to support the whole family, bro, I put your son into acting school to play you. So therefore, the whole family's getting a bag.
Yeah.
Right? You're gonna take photos with my op?
Like,
that make no sense. No,
shit?
yeah. Process of elimination. Everybody gotta go. The dad, the daughter, the dogs, the goldfish. No. I'm not supporting none of that.
Home
that's
run.
it. So I can't be mad at 50, man. I can't.
Lil Meech would be playing his own father, and 50 would be the executive producer behind the scenes. With no experience, Lil Meech would state in an interview 50 invested in him early on, going as far as paying for his acting classes so he could secure the role in the show as his father. Becoming a success, Lil Meech would find himself in a new light and out of his father's shadow as he thrived in his acting role. With Big Meech being released, the father-son duo would finally be reunited, and everyone expected big things for the future. What nobody expected was Big Meech and Rick Ross. A welcome back legacy concert would be posted on Meech's Instagram with a long list of major artists set to perform in Broward County, Florida. It wasn't the fact that Ross was performing, it was that they took pictures and videos together.
So dumb.
Immediately, the internet knew 50 was gonna react, and he didn't disappoint. 50 would post a picture of a rat saying, "I think I'm Big Meech." Now, many were initially confused as to who he was dissing, but it seems more likely that 50 was dissing Rick Ross as he was quoting Ross's own song. But then again, the caption would read, "His biggest mistake he ever made was not sustaining his relationship with Tammy Cohen's. Her tell-all documentary reveals the truth." Tammy Cohen's was once a business partner and close friend of Big Meech, but according to federal paperwork, became a federal informant. Ross would clap back at 50 with a post of his own, and of course he'd promote his car show, which is believed to be the reason he linked with Meech in the first place. See, Ross isn't dumb. Meech being in prison for the last 17 years is a decent excuse, while Ross knew exactly what he was doing. Ross wanted to link with Meech, knowing the controversy it would start up, so he could then promote his upcoming car show. But the effect in doing so would leave Meech in a worse position than what he came home to. 50 would start dropping bombs, even posting texts from Lil Meech that read, "They just told me you unfollowed me off Instagram, and now you're managing Skillet Baby with Rocket when I brought him around you first when you didn't have a clue who he was. Now you're mad at me when I would take the shirt off my back for you. I can't believe this, man. You act as if I'm your enemy. I've only showed you love and loyalty. I'm human. I go through my own shit, but I never switched up on you. Fuck Ross. But he gave my dad some bread so he could afford
he said fuck Ross, and then a week later, he's here taking photos with Ross again with Mayweather.
Yeah.
Like 50 just proved that why he had to cut you off. If you're gonna talk reckless about your father, right? I mean about Rick Ross, and then go back, double back, right?
Yeah.
And take photos of him like you money hungry, dog. Like you're looking like a bitch right now. Like whoever got the money, that's who you hanging with.
Bills
I don't need that in my
until
camp.
our next season starts. This internet shit is throwing me off, man. You know me in real life. 50 would reply with, "What next season?" 50 would make it clear that Big Meech's choice wouldn't affect just him, but also his son and the existence of the BMF show. After all, how could 50 continue a show based on a rat? While the Black Mafia family was pushing kilos of cocaine, BMF Entertainment was a music business used as a front to launder money. The label would promote several hip-hop artists, but Blue Da Vinci would be the only artist actually signed to BMF. Roughly 150 BMF members would be indicted, but Blue would be free for more than a year before finding himself taken down by the feds. The BMF rapper was accused of doing nothing more than loading and unloading cocaine from vehicles and counting money from stash houses in Atlanta. Blue would eventually be sentenced to 5 years and 4 months in federal prison, followed by 5 years of supervised release. In recent years, BMF members would accuse Blue Da Vinci of having snitched in the case. One of those men would be none other than Dexter Sosa Hussey. Having served 12 years for trafficking and money laundering, Sosa was the head of logistics for BMF as he took on the responsibility of managing loads of 150 kilos at a time and transporting them across the country. Sourced directly from the cartel, Sosa would study maps, routes, and familiarize himself with the areas in which he trafficked. He'd even go as far as learning which times of day police were most active, giving him a window to take advantage of through different time zones across the country. A calculated operator, Sosa would take the Vlad TV speaking on Blue Da Vinci.
Well, did Blue Da Vinci cooperate or no?
Yeah, he cooperated. I mean, I didn't see it. It was in Miss Mara Shalhoub's book, where his own lawyer said, yeah, if there was anything else that we could do, Your Honor, to help you along with this case, my client would be more than willing to cooperate with you all to help you in this investigation. But now the thing of it is by you admitting what was done, you know what I'm saying, you what you done or whatever, but bottom line is, you know, you didn't take the single plea. You went in and was giving them information on shit that they already had and thought it was cool, but you
confirming it.
You know, that was part of that. You just confirmed other shit that the other CIs just done told. Plus you did a smack video prior to that was giving them the whole fucking play. They never knew nothing about it. That smack video was detrimental in finding out who each person was.
What Sosa was referring to would be written out in Blue Da Vinci's sentencing transcripts. Blue was being called up in court, and as he made his way to the podium, his lawyer stated to the judge, "As he's coming up, Your Honor, I did leave one thing out. You had asked some of the other defendants whether or not they cooperated. Mr. McKnight, aka Blue Da Vinci, was one of the individuals who did attempt to cooperate. He was debriefed by the government, but basically he didn't know anything that was useful against the remaining defendants." So Blue Da Vinci's lawyer would essentially be the one to expose Blue did attempt to cooperate and was debriefed by the feds. Blue would then tearfully give a statement in court before being sentenced to 5 years and 4 months. But did he actually snitch? It's clear as day that he attempted to, but none of the information he provided was of any use or could be used against anyone. Sosa would accuse Blue of confirming things other informants had already stated, so while he technically wasn't making things worse, he definitely wasn't making them better, and he only did so to secure a lesser sentence. At one point, Big Meech would accuse Blue of snitching, but according to Blue, Meech would apologize after. And in the end, Blue would get the final laugh as his name remains stained, but it would be Blue that dropped the paperwork on Big Meech. Blue would do an interview with Cam Capone back in 2023 providing the paperwork exposing Tammy Cohen's. Tammy was Big Meech's assistant. With Meech already taken down by the feds, Tammy would seemingly prove her loyalty by remaining in contact with Meech through calls and letters. With years in prison ahead of him, Meech would make a risky business move by signing over his life rights to Tammy. This now meant Tammy owned the life story of Big Meech and could turn it into millions. But this wasn't the only business move Meech made. While in jail, Meech met a cartel member by the name of Fidel Suarez. Suarez owned and operated a trucking company in California and had been investigated/arrested without conviction for drug trafficking in 2005 and 2009. Meech would use Tammy to connect Suarez with a lifelong friend named Dion Gatling, who's more commonly known as the St. Louis drug lord Cuffy. Tammy would bridge the gap for further drug distribution, but what Cuffy and Suarez didn't know was she was a confidential informant and was reporting everything to the feds. CS1, or confidential source number 1, has been identified as Tammy Cohen's. Paperwork would state she first became a confidential informant for the Atlanta DEA back in 2009, where she provided information in a money laundering case that resulted in the successful prosecution and conviction of another Atlanta kingpin legend named Terry White.
It's believed that Terry White grew up in an Atlanta housing project. But when FBI and GBI agents arrested him last night, he was living here, a sprawling $200,000 mansion in Jonesboro. Damn. The 27-year-old was in the process of renovating his home, which features an outdoor swimming pool, a full-length basketball court, and more.
Had a media room where there were 24 TV sets on one wall hooked to a satellite dish. And you could hit a button and all 24 TVs would come on.
Agents seized the home and 3 cars which belonged to White, including this $110,000 Rolls Royce, which was paid for in cash. But there was more to be found inside. $47,000 cash and a machine to count the money. Thousands in gold jewelry and mink coats. A small catch of ammunition and weapons, including a loaded Uzi semi-automatic pistol.
The feds would note Tammy Cohen's was an unusual informant, as she had no criminal record, was not a known drug user, did not appear motivated by money, and was not looking to get a reduced prison sentence or charges dismissed. Instead, she appeared motivated by revenge, as Terry White had her unknowingly laundering money for him. Tammy Cohen's was not initially a paid informant, but an agent would put her in for an award that would be a percentage of the property seized in the case. Tammy would receive a total of $55,000 for putting away Terry White. When Tammy Cohen's became a confidential informant, she'd already been a longtime friend and associate of Big Meech. Specifically, she held the life rights of Big Meech, and in 2011, Meech requested her help in coordinating a delivery of cocaine through Suarez. Meech told Tammy he met Suarez while inside of a county jail in Michigan, and as time went on, Meech would ask her to connect Suarez with Cuffy. So she'd reported to the feds that Meech had her coordinate a cocaine delivery in 2011 while Meech was in prison. But for some reason, Meech would never face an indictment for her allegations. At a later evidentiary hearing, Tammy would deny that Meech had any involvement with drug trafficking activities between Suarez and Cuffy. She'd also deny Meech directed her to connect them. And now, the feds were starting to believe Tammy Cohen's was no longer a credible informant. That, and the fact that it was discovered she was sleeping with the federal agent assigned to her. So what would make her start covering up for Meech? Wiretaps would reveal Cuffy's
That's what this dick will do. Have a broke bitch buying your shoes, cuz.
Damn. Wow.
That's crazy, hey. She
Snitching for dick is crazy.
Snitching for dick, alright, that's crazy, son.
2 individuals cooperating with law enforcement, and along with Tammy providing information on him drug trafficking, Cuffy would be indicted in 2014. Cuffy's legal team would file motions that would leave Tammy Cohen's panicking. At this time, nobody knew she was an informant, and Tammy saw information within Cuffy's motion that she believed would allow people close to the case to identify her. The DEA agent controlling her would testify in court that she expressed concern over the motions and that she panicked and took several measures to try to protect herself. Apparently, Tammy drove several hours to Louisiana in an attempt to visit Big Meech in federal prison to explain her position and try to deflect any accusations. So essentially, she was seeking Meech's advice on how to handle being exposed as a confidential informant. It's believed she wasn't able to visit him, but when she did speak with him, Big Meech told Tammy he didn't want his name caught up in this mess. Nothing is said about Meech being shocked, surprised, or angry, and finding out his assistant who he trusted with his life rights was now working with the feds. He just didn't want his name being brought up, showing that he knew. To further protect herself and Meech, Tammy would state the wiretaps contained false information. She was now saying that Meech never connected Suarez to Cuffy, and that the DEA agent Tammy was having sex with was jealous of her relationship with Meech and was trying to frame him. The feds would quickly realize Tammy was no longer credible, and due to the fear of being exposed, she was now attempting to distance Big Meech from Suarez and Cuffy. In 2019, at the age of 53, Cuffy would be sentenced to 27 years in prison for drug trafficking and use of firearms in furtherance of drug trafficking, resulting in death.
I'm not doing that long.
I'm
not doing that long.
27 Camp Capone would have Blue Da Vinci back on, but this time, Blue had none other than Cuffy on the line so he could speak out for himself from prison.
But I'm in here with a 27-year sentence based on Demetrius Flannery, as you all know as Big Meech, and Tammy Collins, known in the paperwork as CS1. So what Big Meech did was call a third-party cooperation. So Tammy Collins signed up to be a DEA informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut, plain and simple.
Cuffy would start off strong saying he's doing 27 years because of Meech, and claim Meech did what's called a third-party cooperation. Cuffy would claim Tammy Cohens, who was already a DEA informant, cooperated against him for Big Meech's benefit. This would be backed by the paperwork that stated back in 2011, Tammy was tasked with targeting Hispanics involved in drug trafficking. She'd be spared from having to testify as they'd be sent back to Mexico. When asked if she gets something big, the DEA agent would interrupt her saying, "You'll get a lot of money." But instead, she asked to get Big Meech a time cut, to which the DEA agent said we can work on that. Cuffy discovered this through a Frank's hearing in which his legal team was able to cross-examine his accusers, including government agents and informants. Tammy would be present to testify, and these transcripts are of what she said. Fidel Suarez was Hispanic, clearly pushing drugs through his trucking operation. Cuffy wanted drugs, Meech connected them through Tammy, and Tammy sat back and watched it all unfold. But Meech would never receive the time cut because it was discovered Tammy was having sex with the DEA agent responsible for her.
So it backfired, bro.
Like massively.
Backfired. I mean, if you Big Meech, would you do the same thing? Facing 27 years?
Man,
Your third party snitching. You know what I mean? It's not really snitching, technically. It is.
Yeah, come on, man. Let's stop playing around like this ain't snitching, man. We all know, man, this guy's snitch. God. Or at least he let a homie snitch.
No, that's snitching.
On himself.
Yeah, no, that's snitching. If my girl is snitching for me, it's snitching.
It's snitching, man.
You know what I mean?
Come on, man.
Yeah.
But, man, if I was, look, I'm not Big Meech. There's a reason why. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Ain't no way I'm doing 27. Let's be realistic.
You're going to have third party, second party, fifth party. I mean, we all snitching.
I'm 23 in a month. You think 4 more years before I can walk again?
Yeah.
Nah, dog.
So 50 Cent is going freaking balls deep. I'm not even going to say pause, okay, Cloud Babies? I'm not even going to say pause. He's not playing with Big Meech.
Nah.
Little Meech, the whole BMF family, which is only right. Because if I'm trying to support the whole fam and then you taking photos with the op, you know what I mean? I already have PTSD and stuff like that. Like, I got shot 9 times. I'm not going to...
There ain't no more games anymore.
No.
Like,
I don't trust anybody. And I'm with 50 Cent with that, yo.
Especially after the Irv Gotti thing, man. You know he ain't going to play
He's really
around.
petty.
He's really here for that.
He's the king of the pettiness, yo.
He's really here for that.
Yeah. I thought I was petty. Now 50 is really petty.
Next level.
Yeah. Cloud Babies, if you're now tuning in, although we're about to shut this shit down. My name is Tony Remy.
I'm CJ, man. What's good?
Yeah, so we talk about this whole Drake debacle and why he canceled his show. Just just rewind to the beginning and then you know exactly why, all right?
Facts.
Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you guys. Thank you for tuning in. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell button. And if you consider joining, we'll be here every day. You feel me?
Tuesdays, Thursdays.
Which is Mondays for them and then Wednesday for them. Yeah,
right? So y'all know we here, we out here, Clap Baby, Elevation Nation. We appreciate y'all.
And shout out to all the content creators who just watch 1090 Jake, Jalopy, and then I forgot the other dude name. See, I'm acting like Jalopy right now.
Look at that right there. Yeah, what's his name? What's it?
What's it?
Yeah.
They calling us What's It. All right. We on Australia. We're giving you the real news, what's really happening and shit.
And
then,
Australia, man.
And we're trying to keep up with all the fuckery that's happening in the States. All right.
Man, there's a lot.
Thank you.